Yeah. Yeah.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day to you. Whenever time it is that you're watching this, we're happy to have you here with the RFHL podcast. I'm excited about this one. This is, I got the bug. I did the podcast a few weeks ago for the first time in a while as a host, or for the first time ever as a host in this format. And now I've been like chomping at the bit, waiting for my next turn. So I'm excited. I hope not to let you all down here. And I don't think I will, because I've got a couple of great guests with me today. Got a long timer and a new timer here. So we'll start with ladies first here, long timers first. Ellen, this is your 10th season in the league. Is that right?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I haven't actually counted. But it feels like we've been here forever and we love it so much. So thank you so much for the invite. Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be on tonight, and especially with you two. It's going to be an awesome conversation to have.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited about it. And I should have also said, I've got two people that are currently out playing their draft position, both Ellen, if you look at the points, as well as Mr. Potential, don't want to jinx it, Rookie of the Year candidate, Al, can you, I said it out loud. I wasn't supposed to say it. Go ahead, Al. You're going to say hi.
Hello. Let's not jinx it, but I think I don't know what my points are.
Well, I have a slide for that, so we'll talk about that. So Ellen and Al were gracious enough to join me today. We're gonna go through the week 6 games. Ellen was there for all 4, as she typically is, and Al was a trooper and actually painfully listened to all 4 broadcasts, considering I was on 2 of them. So at least 50% of them were rough. The other 50% were Bill Smith was on one, Rob the mayor was on one. So you got half your time was quality. The other half was I think I brought in philosophy at one point last week. But let me share my screen here. Let's see how quickly that works this time. And we are off. This game was between the Michael Scott Hockey Company and the Blockbusters. Ellen, why don't you take this one first? What do you remember seeing in this game? Kind of a lopsided score here. What do you take your notes on this one?
Yeah, so I love coming for the 6:30 game. It's always fun. We call it like the family game because we see all the families and the kids there. So that was awesome. And it definitely started out strong. I was excited to see both teams. I thought it was going to be a close game. And then the way that the Blockbusters just like came out ahead, I was like, no way. Like, especially with the players that we have on the Michael Scott Hockey Company team, I was like, when you look at their like stats right now with the win-loss, I'm like, how is that possible? So I was excited for them to get that first game in the first win. But then once it got to the third period, I was like, I had to like double check the score a couple of times because I just wasn't believing it. But for the Blockbusters to come out with 14, that was crazy especially for the 6:30 game. So I was excited to get the night started.
Yeah, Al, anything to add to that one?
Yeah, I mean, so you guys call them. Sorry, I'm new to all the nicknames for all the people. So what is Jake's nickname? Schmally?
Yeah, I don't know if Jake has we tried Hot Schmally a little bit, but I don't think that stuck.
I can call him Rookie Jake, but because was a rookie a couple of seasons ago, but that's what sticks for me at least.
Yeah. On the broadcast, I did have Rookie Jake versus OG Jake quite a bit, but
yeah, he was just firing bullets out there. It was something to see. He had rockets, and then I mean his partner in crime, Steve out there, Newberry, I think you guys call him, was just, I don't know how many bruises he ended up getting, but he was blocking shots left and right as well. But yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat. How has Michael Scott, I don't know them very well, but I've seen them play these last few weeks. How have they not got a win yet?
Yeah. Like reading the players, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think this game for me came down to defense. Kenton got just lit up. 65 shots against. I think that was the second high on the week. And they were coming fast and furious. To me, the big story of this game was the coming out party for Rockefeller. 4 goals for the rookie. I think before this he might have had 1. goal on the season. Through 3 games, because this was, I think, his 4th game that he was active for. So really, really strong night by Rockefeller, but yeah, Michael Scott's defense I don't think was on, and honestly, I picked the Blockbusters to win this game, but I thought this was a trap game. I was really I was unsure of this pick more than any other pick of my 4 picks. But you know what? I'm talking a little bit too much. I think I have a video recapping this game. Let me see here. All right. You've heard of comedians in cars getting coffee. We've got some hockey guys on highways having hot takes. I am the Bob. This is right after week 4. If you don't believe me, check the stubble on our faces. Okay? This is week and a half after the infamous mustache game. And by the time you're watching this, hopefully these will be nice, robust, full beards once again. So, we are going to do something out on a limb here a little bit, having the hot takes. And we're going to try to predict the week 6 results, having not seen week 5 or 6 yet. And so you will either just be in total awe of our prognostication skills, or you will more likely mercilessly ridicule us afterwards.
That's going to be bad.
I'm looking forward to it. So, Brian.
All right.
Week 6.
Well, how about you explain why we're even in the car here?
That's a good point. Yeah, we're hockey guys on highways having hot takes because we went on a road trip down to St. Louis, and we have no reason to do this other than the fact that we're bored. We've spent roughly 20. What are we on? Like hour 21 out of 26 hours in a car together so far.
Pretty much.
Over like 72 hours.
We're in the middle of Ohio. There's nothing to do.
Nothing. Nope.
So,
Blue Jackets aren't in town. Nothing going on.
So we might as well talk RFHL.
Which we did talk a lot of RFHL on the way down.
Yes.
Definitely helps the time go by. So we are predicting the week 6 results, and we're not going to bore you with all of the different details that we obviously know happened ahead of time because we are that smart and that in touch with RFHL goodness. But we're just going to give you a winner and a headline.
And this is really just an excuse for you all to rip us.
Yeah, mainly. So, Brian, the 6:30 game for RFHL Week 6.
Okay.
It's the Blockbusters visiting the Michael Scott Hockey Company. Who won, because you're watching this afterwards. And what's your headline?
I think the Blockbusters are going to win this one. And my headline is that Rotten Tomatoes replace apples as Blockbuster smashes the Michael Scott Hockey Company.
Okay, creative. I like it. I also believe the Blockbusters, when you're watching this, will have just gotten done with a win against the Michael Scott Hockey Company. My headline is Kazmark posts a 95% save percentage in week 6.
You're going to the bold things here. Okay.
I've had a lot of time in the car next to you, and I need to get some of this energy.
All right. Mine are all my headlines here are just going to be the creative spins. There's no substance to them whatsoever.
And I go big or go home.
All right.
I lost almost all my bets on March Madness weekend, so I'm trying to place a couple more bets.
All right. Well, then these are going to fail too.
All right. So, I don't want to do it again. There we go. Okay. That was fun in theory, although making you two sit through that was kind of painful. As you can see, I got the game right. I did not get the save percentage right. Kaz, you know, maybe you were an own goal away from breaking 90% there, but pretty close. Anything else on this one before we move to I think is going to be our most talked about game of the week, 7:30?
That was fabulous.
I love that so much.
I have to give credit to D'Angelo on that one. He was like, "Hey, what if we did a podcast on the road?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't have one for another 2 weeks, but think of something."
Well done.
7:30. Goals Are Us, Bugaboo Creek Freaks. You both played in this one.
Woo!
The Freaks victorious against Goals Are Us. Al, I'll let you go first on this one. What are your notes from this one?
It was sad. No, it was a good game. We did lose Frankie early. That was a huge loss for us. But we tried to battle back. It was a close game. I think it was it 6-6, 5-5 with probably like 2 to 3 minutes left. So it did come down to the wire. Brad kind of put us on his back a few times. And then I really couldn't get any shots through. I don't know who I was hitting. It looks like based off the blocks on that team, it feels like I was hitting everyone. You guys all had at least 2 to 3 blocks. Paul is just amazing, which I didn't even know there's 3 Friedmans in this league. So
there are 3 of us.
Yeah. I knew a few weeks ago we were playing against his brother, and then I didn't make the connection until like the 3rd period when Paul's like, "Yeah, that's my sister." I was like, "Oh,
Surprise!"
okay." So, but yeah, it was a really close game. I feel as though that's our MO this year. Like we're in a lot of close games, except for the one, I believe, the Bob. Yeah, you guys blew us away. But all the other games have been 1 to 2 goals. We were in it. But congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ellen, what's your response to that one?
And yeah, like you said, it was a great game. Definitely tough, like right off the bat. And I felt horrible about that whole Frankie situation. I was on the bench, so I didn't see exactly what happened, but it definitely was serious. And I hope that he's doing okay. I haven't heard any update at all. But yeah, it was a close game throughout the whole thing. I think maybe towards the end we got up by 1 and then you guys kept coming back. And so just trying to get that extra ounce of whatever we have left in us, because we're go, but then you can tell by the end of the 3rd period that we're down to nothing. So just having that like game plan of like, hey, this is a close game. We know these players on the team. I've like shot against Paul his whole life. I know how good of a goalie he can be. And I just knew from the get-go starting that game that it was going to be a tough one. So I'm proud of my team that we came very, very close to not winning it, but we came out with that win, which is awesome. But just knowing Goals Are Us, you guys are a great team to play against. You got a great game plan going. You have a great goalie right behind you. And you've got some great blockers on that team also, which is so tough to try to get any pass through or any just shot through the ball is tough. And then just getting through Paul is even tougher. So it was a great game to play. And I love playing 7:30. That's always a fun one.
7:30 is the coveted spot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I'll recap the game too, I guess.
Oh, here we go.
All right, we're back. 7:30 matchup in RFHL Week 6 was the Goals Are Us versus the Bugaboo Creek Freaks. Tell me, Brian, who won?
I think this one's gonna be close. I'm gonna go with Goals Are Us on this one, and I can go either way, but I'm gonna go Goals Are Us. And my headline for this is Bugaboo Creek leaks loss to silent assassin-led Goals Are Us.
Now, is that like, are they all silent assassins, or you mean like was there a silent assassin on the team?
I mean, I think we know who the silent assassin is.
Oh, that's true. There's only one person on the team that's literally silent. And may in fact be an assassin.
We don't know. I mean, could be.
Could be.
Could be.
It's always the ones you most expect. I also think Goals Are Us will have won after you were watching this.
Well, there's going to be some note-taking here.
Well, they can note-take all they want. The game's over. Although we probably play them again like next week or something.
Yeah, probably.
And my headline, we are already taking notes, 2.0 is Bugaboo Creek Freaks dropped their second. Yeah, so I got that one wrong. I went out on a limb. I did call the loss last week, but I was close to getting that one, but I didn't. And like you said, Ellen, you guys played a fantastic team game. I mean, like Al said, look at the blocks distribution. Like Goals R Us, I think, actually had more blocks on the night as a team, but the distribution, like everybody was chipping in 2-3 blocks. 2.0 with 4 goals. A bunch of other goals and assists. Spread throughout. Jesse surprised me to be pointless in that game, but he definitely had an impact on the game, even though he didn't show up on the points.
Jesse is a key player on the team, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I gotta shout out Brett, our goalie. Like, he kept us in that game. He keeps us in every game. He's great to just have back there.
Yeah, 88% for Paul, 89% for Brett. Solid goaltending, less than 10 goals a piece. Single digits, 1 goal game. That was a great game. Game of the night. Let's move to the 8:30. My Pontiac Firebirds fell to the Napster Marauders. Ellen, do you want to take this one first?
Oh gosh, I love watching these two teams play. No matter who you guys are playing against, it's just going to be such a fun game to watch. Then I never can say it right. The Napsters, we'll call them that. Just watching the line of Leduc, Venero, and Antilla when they're all out there together, it's just crazy. Some of the plays that they can make, and then watching Reddit out there with Bill and D'Angelo, and then even British Brian when he gets out there too. It's just so fun to see the different passes that you guys can make, the different cuts that you guys make. Like, I learned so much from watching these teams play. So it was a great game to watch. Leduc putting 5 up. I'm like, he's going to have 5 to 6 goals a week, which is crazy to see. And that's awesome that he can do that for his team. And so, and then Matt coming back a week after having another baby, it was so exciting to see him back and see him back in goal. And so it was a great game to watch.
Yeah, how about you?
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a lot closer too. I thought it was more of a takeover, but it looks like you guys stuck around there. Which one is British Brian? Is that McDonald?
That's the rookie, taller guy, Brian McDonald.
Yeah. I was more watching John Reddit actually, and then Leduc. They were kind of battling it back and forth. A couple of the goals. I believe Rob called this game, right?
Yes, he did.
He's fantastic on the mic as well. Some of his legendary calls. I believe there was one where I think Matt's new baby made the call too. He said his left hand was a little tired from holding a baby or something like that. Hysterical. I actually laughed out loud on that one. But yeah, Leduc's shots are. You see it about to shoot it, and then you just see the net move. You're like, I didn't even see the puck. It went through 7 people's legs. The goalie didn't even react. He's something out there.
It really is. And I hope I'm not throwing shade when I say he kind of unassuming in the way that he plays in some ways. Like you don't look at him and think oh, he's a killer. And then he comes out and just lasers. Absolute lasers. And that's when he's not passing and with the vision. And, that's what makes him so deadly is if you just knew he was going to shoot wristers, then, you can play against that. But he can do it all.
Yep.
And then he has the 10 blocks for the night too. So not just the or assists, but blocks.
Yeah, as a guy who prides himself on blocks, seeing Leduc come up with double my blocks was a little humbling. Yeah, 5 goals and 4 assists on 11 of their goals. You think you might want to try to limit him a little bit?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I could keep talking about it, but we're back. 2 for 2, by the way. I'm sure you'll notice 2 for 2 when you're watching this. The 8:30 matchup that just happened, that hasn't happened yet at the same time. This is Schrodinger's podcast. Is the Pontiac Firebirds traveling to the Napster Marauders.
And I'm going to be gone that week. I'll be in Myrtle Beach. So guess that leads to my prediction. I think Pontiac takes it. And I'm not a homer usually on these picks. Usually I pick often against my team, but I think Pontiac's going to take it. And the headline is D'Angelo nets 0 assists as Pontiac downloads another win.
See what you did there. We don't normally agree on everything, but I am also picking the Pontiac Firebirds.
This is actually weird. We never agree on
We didn't talk about this ahead of time.
We've been talking about this for hours and hours on the trip. We never revealed our picks, and so this is
live reveals for us.
Yeah, this is kind of funny.
So I'm picking the Pontiac Firebirds to beat the Napster Marauders, and my headline is Piracy Strikes Again. Napster Marauders download is stuck. The Firebirds drive away with it.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't get that one right either. I honestly, I thought this, it didn't go the way I wanted it to. Obviously, yeah, we lost. I had confidence. I thought we could do it, and they made us pay. They, 5 goals for Leduc, 3 for Venero, 3 for Kyle. Those 10 blocks for Leduc were brutal. We only put 57 shots on Brandon. He had an 84% night. He had a great night. He made some great saves. And then we let up a night high shots against with 66 shots on Matt, returning from some sleepless nights. So it wasn't a formula for success. We didn't execute well. So, and hats off to Napster. They played very, very well. Very well.
And it was another close game, so it was a great watch.
Yep.
Yeah, like Al said, Napster did have, I don't remember how much the margin was at one point, but it was a wider margin, and we kept chipping away. We kept coming back within 1 or 2, maybe never 1. Maybe it was like 2 or 3, and then Napster kept just backbreakers, just turn around and fire another one in. So at 9-11, it didn't feel that close to me. Like I felt like we were in it all the way until the end, but it always felt like we had an uphill battle. And then if we go to RFHL After Dark, Dump and Chase Pitkin falls to the RFHL perfect score of 6-10 against the Pan Amherst. Al, why don't you grab this one first?
Yeah, those Pan Amherst, they are just so fast. Sweet, just out there. I couldn't get anything by George a couple weeks ago. So him making 5 blocks. Oh my God, look at all their blocks.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen the stats yet. Holy moly. This team, wow. That's 30. A lot of blocks. That's
30 blocks for the team.
Yeah, so they not only do they have the speed on the offensive side, the defensive side too. They're getting back. They're getting in those lanes. They're making you make decisions quicker than you want to. And it showed. I mean, there are only a couple guys had 2 goals. They held foes to just 4 points. Wow. Yeah, it's speed. They're just so fast. George has a high IQ back there. Like, I remember him picking off passes to me, and I don't think he even knew there was a person on his side, and he picked that one off. So yeah, and I thought this was a runaway game at one point. Weren't the Pan Amherst running away with it at one point? And then Dump and Chase crawled back in a little bit.
Yeah, I seem to remember that as well. That there was a wider margin, and
yeah.
Dump and Chase might have had a couple of, I don't want to call them garbage goals in RFHL because you're never really out of it, especially when you got John Foss on your team. But
yeah,
I think they narrowed the gap a little too late.
Mm-hmm.
Ellen, what about you?
Yeah, I love RFHL After Dark. Those games are the best because you get the most surprises. Like when you see Rob Masson go in the 7th round and get 4 goals on the night. That's amazing to watch. And then Kurt with 2 and Dave Foes with 1. Like, it was so fun. The excitement on the stage. We were having a blast up there. So it was a great game to watch. And another close one. It wasn't close in the beginning, and then they just kept chipping away, and then back and forth. And those are awesome. And like Al said about the blocks, like it was crazy. But you also see how many like saves that the goalies had plus the block. So how many shots were going back and forth that whole game. It was a great one to watch.
Yeah, and it should probably be noted that we were missing three folks on the RFHL After Dark. We were two floor players, Shane and Andrew, on Dump and Chase Pickens, so Kyle Antilla subbed in for them. And then Mark missed his first game of the season with Matt McCarchuk. Welcome back after paternity leave, Matt. You know, you're going to play 2 games, including After Dark. So I'll
final one. 9:30. Let's see if Brian and I agree on everything and get all 4 right. By the way, I don't know if this is going to count for the POJ hot picks of destiny because I don't have any game notes. I haven't seen last year. I had lots of excuses. I'm just going to stick with it. I'm going to double down right now. Calling it. Dump and Chase Pickens, RFHL After Dark, travels to the Pan Americs. Brian, who wins? Who won?
For one, I am going to go Pan Americs on this one. And my headline for this is Slim Pickens as Pan Am soars to new heights.
We did it.
Are you serious?
I'm picking the Pan
Oh,
Americs.
God. I'm screwed. These are all going to be wrong.
Which is funny because I was betting the March Madness games on DraftKings, and Brian said I should pick opposite of every single one of your bets because I was over for like 2 days. So you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed.
Yep.
My headline is Post nets 10 points in loss.
Whoa. Okay, I like that bold prediction right there.
Post with a 10-point, 8 goal, 2 assist loss.
All right.
I got the 2 assists. I was just short on 6 goals. And I did pick the Pan Americs, but yeah, I thought it was gonna be higher scoring. I even with, you know, McCarchuk in net subbing for Mark, which I had no idea of at the time. Obviously, I thought it was gonna be a high scoring game. I thought it was gonna be back and forth. It was more defensive. We had a defensive night last week, more or less, you know, which as a relatively defenseman leaning player, I appreciate, but you know, sometimes, you know, we might need some rule changes to give the fans what they want, you know, more scoring. But so that was week 6. Couple of plays of the week. Well, this is not the play of the week. This is the beginning of the broadcast, so that's cool. So we had a couple of plays of the week. This is Al's play of the week. So Al, I'll let you comment on it if you want, or we can just let the broadcasters go for it.
Oh, let it roll.
Oh, come on. Did I really screw this up? I'm sorry.
See here, right now we have empty space that we're looking at.
All right. I think I remember the time mark. So
I said he had to be creative.
Nope,
he had to
don't.
shoot somewhere else. And he shot somewhere else. And he put the puck in the back of the net. And now we're at a tie game.
Oh, that is the time mark.
That is it. Yeah. A couple seconds.
So I said he had to be creative. He had to. Brad's going to have to be creative to get past Brett. He's made a move. He's got quick shots.
Stop my slap shot there.
And he just makes a great save on a one-timer from Al.
And this is where
James,
Brad
to what
takes
you were
over.
just saying, Brad has had 3, and he scores.
And he shuts me up. And he shuts me up just like that. It was stick side, low stick side.
I don't know how to get out of this now. How do I get out of this?
It's actually where he hadn't shot the puck yet, ironically.
All right, hold on. Technical difficulties. Al, save me here and talk a little bit.
So I said he had to be creative. He had to.
To him, but nice pass by Bill Smith. Here comes Tom.
Oh, here's the other play of the week.
To him, but nice pass
This
by
is
Bill
Alan's
Smith.
play of the
Here
week.
comes Tom.
Oh, why is it not working?
Over to Leduc. Leduc. What? Oh my God. Leduc. What? Oh my God. Gosh, that is a clip. That's a clip. That's a clip. That's a clip.
That is a clip. That's a clip.
And this clip is brought to you by the Artisan Leather and Finance Company, M. Stephens and Sons.
Mad, but somehow I'm telling you, he's practicing catching Hayden falling out of the crib
I need
and
to
just
stop the audio on this. Ellen, and I all picked that as the same clip of the week. Elle went back to the well to find another one, but Ellen, you want to talk about that one at all in terms of your play of the week?
Yeah, so it was Glenn, Noobs, and I on the stage, and we were watching that game, and we saw that play, and we had a delayed reaction because we didn't know if he had saved it or not. And then when he pops up, and you see Leduc's face, and you see Matt with the save, we're like, oh my God. It was awesome. It was amazing to see live. I couldn't believe it. Well, we were just like, how did he do that? We want to see it again. Such a good play.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I was on the floor, not back checking, and I saw Leduc with the breakaway 1-on-none, and I just stopped running. I was like, nope, that's a goal. And my goalie, 127%, 160 whatever percent, bailed us out and made maybe the save of the year on Leduc there, just because Leduc made a nasty move. It wasn't even like it was like a good stop on a mediocre breakaway. It was a fantastic forehand, backhand, spread it. I mean, you saw in the clip, his legs were on both posts, like I don't know how he stretched like that and just got his glove up in the right spot.
Yeah.
And the call also, the mayor, like amazing.
Yeah, no notes. Perfect call. So this is this podcast has been silly enough with my highway hot takes clips. This is the silly part of the podcast where I ask a silly question. So, Ellen, we're going to start with you. If you were on a road trip, what team from the RFHL from this season would you go on a road trip with?
And I cannot pick my own. Is that true?
That would be the general rule. Yeah, I can't pick your own.
Because I gotta shout out my team. I would take them on any road trip for sure. But a different team. Oh, this is tough. But looking through everybody, and I talked about them earlier. I really, really have enjoyed watching the Pontiac Firebirds and just like the guys that are on the team. You guys just have such a fun group of guys, and it seems like every week you're just having the best time. So I feel like if I jumped on a road trip with all of you guys, it would be a blast.
I appreciate that. That would be fun. It'd be fun to have you too. Al, what about you? What team would you choose?
I've been racking my brains about this since you told me the question because I don't know everyone very well. So I'm going back to the Winter Classic. So a lot of those people that I built relationships with. And I think it would be kind of similar to what Ellen said with just the fun atmosphere. I'm going to go with the Pan Americs with Kurt and his stories and all his music concerts he's gone to. I'd like to hear all those. Rob, I was on his team. And I mean, of course, you have Sweet. I just think I'd get to know them a little better. And I think they'd be a great group to hang out with. Obviously, because I can't pick my own team. Obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
Ellen, variation on that question. If you were to draft a team to go road tripping with, who would you pick?
Ooh, okay. So for sure, my brothers, Paul and Glenn. They have to go on every road trip with me. I love that.
So hold on, let me interrupt you. So you'd pick your brothers.
I would.
Like I don't know if that's is that, do I just have bad family relationships? Is that a normal thing? Would people normally choose to road trip with siblings?
Have you met my family yet?
Yeah, that's true. And you got great brothers. So no shade.
Yeah, that's just our thing. We're very close. We're a very close family. We love to do stuff together, and road trips are one of my favorite things. Maybe they just come along because I really want them to, but I think they enjoy it too. And then just getting to know people in the league. I would have to pick my captain, John Heron. He's awesome. He's so fun to hang out with. He's just vibes so well with my family, so it's been fun. My mom calls him another son, so he's just another brother that I have. And then for a fourth person, I would have to pick Newberry. He would totally bring the road snacks, and that would be awesome to have him come along. We got the space. I know that Paul and John Heron would probably do the driving. Glenn would definitely have the itinerary and do all that stuff, and I would just be there, passenger princess, there for the vibes. I would tell them, like, we definitely have to hit these things. I want to do all these activities, but otherwise, let's go.
That's amazing. I love that. Al, same variation. Would you? I know you're newer to the league, might be hard. Would you draft a team? Who would you draft?
I can't even compare to that. She's got it all planned
Just
out
to
from
call the
who's
friends.
driving and everything.
Let's go.
2.0 sounds kind of fun. I'd like to see what he's out there on the road. Am I allowed to draft people on my own team for this variation?
Sure. There's no rules in the Podge.
All right, I would definitely take the mayor then. I'll go with the new dad part 2. I'll take Makarchuk. I feel as though one of those definitely can drive. Rob, I don't know if Rob drove back in his touring days when he was in that band. Ellen, you want to come, Ellen? Come
Yes,
for the ride.
please. I love
The Bob? I'll take the Bob.
I'm driving.
All right, you're drive. You weren't driving
not
in your
driving.
clips, though.
I know. It was we went back and forth a few times, but when Brian was driving, he drives slow. He drives slow. He drives like an old man. Not gonna lie.
But yeah, I guess that would be my draft for road trip.
I like it. Well, for my I'll answer the question as well. Last one, I swear.
All right, now that you are in awe of our predicting capabilities, we're now going to ask Brian here the same question I've asked my guests. If you were going on a road trip with any RFHL team from this season, who would it be and why?
All right. And it's got to be the full team. Like
The
it's
full
like
team.
we got like a van, or we got like Tim Torrey's Grand Wagoneer. We just
Oh my goodness. You guys, so those of you that remember Tim Torrey, he works for a car company now. Who is this? Chrysler or something? Or Dodge or
whoever owns Jeep. So
yeah.
Chrysler
A
Dodge.
couple of car guys, obviously. And he brought down to this road trip a Grand Wagoneer. I don't know if you've ever seen a Grand Wagoneer, but this was like a $120,000 car, truck.
had a fridge in it.
Literally had a fridge in it.
Massage settings.
The back seats had cooling.
Butt coolers.
Not like a cooler that you put your drink in, but a cooler to not have a hot tushy.
Yep, that's pretty wild.
It was awesome.
All right, well that's a rabbit trail right there. Okay.
Yeah, well,
All right. All right, full team. All right, well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I absolutely love the Firebirds this year. I would totally go on a road trip with all of the Firebirds.
Right answer.
Yes, right answer.
That's it. That's the segment. Thank you.
But if I had to take another, not our team, honestly, I kind of like the idea of Bugaboo Creeks. 2.0, good conversation along the way. Haran, we played in the winter. That was a lot of fun. Ellen, I feel like would bring Mama Fridman road snacks. Like it would be just a good all around conversation, good vibes team there.
Would you get a word in edgewise on that in that car?
Well, I mean, honestly, the one I was gonna say I'd take Firestorm because I know that it doesn't matter how long the road would be. We have 17,000 messages worth of conversation on the road, so
that's true.
Yeah, I think I'd hold my own.
There'd be no lulls in the conversation.
No lulls whatsoever.
I would also pick the Firebirds, obviously, not only because we're awesome people, but because we're a car that just seems to fit.
Yeah.
But in the spirit of road tripping, I would pick the Pan Amrics because we'd get there fast. No stop. In all seriousness, I think Mark Zager would have like everything prepared. You know, like you'd have the itinerary, you'd have the mapping. He'd be a great navigator. I think Kuhn has, just great awareness of where he is at all times. He would never miss a turn. We have the best rest stops. And I think Kurt Brownell would just crush the music selection on that trip.
That's a good call.
So, I think everybody on that trip I'd get along with would be a great time. And I think there would be some lulls in the conversation, which is nice on a road trip. Just my opinion.
All right.
Variation on that question. If you were to draft a team not a full 7-person team, but if you were to draft a team to go on a road trip with, who would it be, obviously?
An Elantra's worth.
Yeah, like like a nice Hyundai Elantra.
All right.
Maybe only like got 2,000 miles on it or something, 3,000 miles before this trip starts.
Yep. All right. Well, I'm gonna draft a goalie here because I feel like if I don't, I would totally hear about it. But I'm gonna go with Makarchuk on this. Absolutely, just laughs nonstop. And to pair with that, I'd probably go with Rob Anders here because I think that buddy combo would be a hilarious, story-filled trip. And then, I don't want anyone having the right bitch, so I'll take just one extra person. I'm going to go Andrew Keller. I think Keller just super good, down to earth, just rolls with the punches. Whatever happens along the road trip, he'd be down for it. So I'll go Andrew Keller.
I think Keller's a dark horse road trip pick. I like that pick.
Yeah.
I think you did him a steal in the draft. If we were all like drafting, that would be, you would outplay his draft position.
100%. 100%.
So my road trip, I'm going to repeat what I just said, but Kurt Brownell is riding shoddy. He's going to man the radio. He's going to man the music, the tunes, good stuff going all the time. Good guy, good conversation. Kurt's my first round pick. My second round pick for my RFHL road trip team is Steve Newberry.
Snacks.
Snacks.
I knew it.
Gotta have snacks.
I thought it. I debated it.
Where's your snack bag back here?
I figured I'd bring the snacks. I come prepared with all the provisions. So
yeah, D'Angelo back to the tire. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah.
This is after 20 some odd hours in a car.
Yeah.
Some snacks we have left over.
Newberry for me would have been a duplicate effort. So
yeah, you don't want to like match strength to strength.
Exactly.
So that makes sense. I also picked Anders.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But not for the same reason, for like the buddy dynamic with Makarchuk. More for the commentary. I feel like he would hit you with some zingers in the conversation. We'd have some great, laughs, some great, energy there. And then I am going to make somebody right bitch. But unfortunately, unfortunately for him, but fortunately he's on the team. So congratulations, Glenn Fridman. You were going to be my navigator. As I said in the previous part of the segment, it's important to know where we're going, how we're getting there. I feel like Glenn is going to be that underrated, like he's always in the right position, knows where to be. He's going to tell you how to get to where you need to get. Soft-spoken, but will get you where you need to go.
No goalie, though.
No goalie, which, hopefully I don't need a backstop on a road trip. Hopefully we're just going forward. We don't have to worry about back checking.
All right, there you go.
So, honorable mention, Sweet Maiden. I think as commish, I think he'd be a great road trip partner. My problem is I like to be in control, so I don't have no commissioner rule on my road trip team.
All right.
I'm in control. I'm the captain.
All right. So Ellen, we're pretty similar in our road trip picks.
We are.
Al, you and Brian were pretty similar too.
We were.
So I feel like if we had a road trip draft, those picks would be pretty high up there. I don't want to talk about who the 7th round road trip partners will be, but All right, just a quick look at the current standings. Al, I did say that I had a quick glimpse on your stats here. Oh, I don't have you in the top here with the goals, but you're like number 12, I think, or 11, tied for 11 right now in goals. Wow. You're up there in blocks though. Look at that, 30 blocks for you, my friend.
That's deceiving. I'd like to see how many times I got into Paul's way when I was trying to make a block, and then they scored. But
little screening block action.
Yeah, but yeah, I try to get in block as many as I can. I'm up there with Sweet. Look at that.
Yeah. And then, we won't go through all the stats here, but anything jump out at you? I didn't prep you on this one, but anything you want to comment on before we move on? Either one.
Is it true that the 3 teams on the top that are 5-1, their only loss is another team that's 5-1? I think Q pointed that out, and I was like, that can't be true. But I know
Q said that. I didn't fact check him, but he did say that.
I know that we lost to the Blockbusters? Yeah. So that's crazy if that is true. That's such a cool fun fact.
Yeah, I thought, before the season started, this was going to be a season of parity. And it's definitely got more parity than the last season, but it's not there are the haves and the have-nots here, right? You got these top three that only lost to each other, and then you've got kind of everybody else. And then, sorry, Michael Scott, but I know you all are still searching for your first win. So it's not as, I think in the first pod of the year, I said that like the last place team was only going to have like 4 wins, like that they were still going to have like at least 3 or 4 wins. So I was wrong on that too. Anything else on this page before we move to?
I just got to do a shout out to Glenn with 31 blocks. What? Let's go. That's insane. Number 2 right now.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, the blocks are surprising to me. You know, like I mean, like Leduc on top, like we were just talking about that, and he's always talking about how he doesn't block shots. Well, he's a liar.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he got like 10 the last game, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that helps. That helps the stats.
That helps. I see him across every scoreboard there. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, and like Brad, you know, on your team there, Al, 15 apples so far in the season. You know, I know you guys are distributing quite a bit. You're like I said, I think you might have I think you have like 14 goals on the season. I don't remember, but you know, a lot of those assists are going over to you and to the mayor and others.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, very selfless team on Goals R Us. A lot of assists.
Yeah. Yeah, we like to pass it.
So for the picks of Destiny standings, I've closed the gap a little bit on Sweet. I'm only 2 games back from him right now. And really these are all pretty tight. Like if you look at the win percentages here, but you know, you can screenshot this and look at it later if you want, but I'll move on to our week 7 preview, home stretch here. And I don't have any more videos of Brian and I promise. So
Oh no, those are the best.
I like that. That was awesome.
well, let's just say, you know, keep watching then. Just keep watching. 5-win Bugaboo Creek Freaks going up against a 2-win Dump and Chase Pitkin for the 6:30 game. I don't know of any absences at this point. Ellen, I know you're in this one. I don't know if you know of any absences or any, you know, I don't want you to tip your hand anything. I'm sure 2.0 has already got a full scouting report typed up and sent out and everything. So don't disclose anything that, you know, is not supposed to be disclosed. But Ellen, since you're playing in this one, Al, I'll have you go first on your prediction. I'll go second, and then we'll close out with Ellen. So Al, what do you think?
I think they're going to get a second win in a row, at least, if they had a win prior to playing us. But I think the Bugaboo Creek is going to take this one. They're going to clog up that middle. They're going to shut down the Foses, and they're going to pull out a victory. Do you want to know scores as well, or just the one?
No. That's yeah. No, I appreciate that. I'm gonna agree. I've picked against Bugaboo like 3 weeks in a row. I've got a bugaboo about Bugaboo apparently. But I'm not gonna do it this week. I think it comes down to Brett. I mean, he's got 91%. You know, I mean, it comes down to everyone, right? But like if you have one difference maker in the game, 91% on the season right now, just about on save percentage. Fos is fantastic. Shane Ryan's fantastic. Andrew Keller, always underrated on his skill. Justin is having just a tremendous rookie season. And then you can't sleep on Mike Curry or Dave Fos. Like they've got a full team top to bottom. Prizzy's getting better every week. I think it's a great team. I just don't think Brett lets in double-digit goals, and I think you need to have double-digit goals to beat Bugaboo Creek. And I just don't see it this week. I think Bugaboo Creek Freaks wins, and I think they hold Orange to single digits again. Ellen, what do you think?
I like both of your picks. I think that I have a great team behind me. I have a great goalie in net, and it's going to be a great game. 6:30 is always a tough one to start out the night. And this team that we're going to play against, you got Fos, Ryan, and Keller, 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be a great game. But I'm excited to, like you said, to get another win in that column and start the night off strong. It's going to be a great one.
Awesome. Let's move. And by the way, if this is your game of the week, make sure you let me know. I'm not going to call it yet. I was tempted. I haven't picked my game of the week yet. I was tempted on this one, but I'm not going to call it yet. 7:30 game. The Pan Americs go to the Napster Marauders. Oh, and by the way, I should have said also, week 7 is the last week of the first rotation of games. So this is the last time this season we will see teams play each other for the first time. So Pan Americs have not played the Napster Marauders yet. Mark facing off against Leduc here, will be kind of the big matchup on the unstoppable force against the immovable object. Neither one of you is in this game. So, Ellen, I'll have you go first on this one.
Yeah, this one was a tough one. When I looked at this matchup, I'm excited for the game. Love Pan Americs. They have a great lineup of players. Love Napsters because you got Glenn, you got Tom, you got Kyle, you got Leduc. It's going to be a great game. I'm excited. My pick is going to be Napster. And I'm feeling like Glenn's going to get a top shelf one against Mark. Maybe 2. I'm hoping he's got, like you guys have said before, he's a quiet one, but he knows his positions and he's got that shot that will surprise anybody and can happen at any point in the game. And then when you get Venero and Till and Leduc out there on the same line, anything can happen, especially with those passing skills. I know that like Sweet and George and even Maston, they're going to, and La Canina, they're going to find those passing lanes and get in and do all the blocks, as you can see with how many blocks they have on that team in general. So it's going to be a great game. It's going to probably be back and forth, but I think Napster is going to pull up the win for this one.
Al, what do you think?
I think it's going to be really close. It's going to come down to the wire for this one. I'm going to go with Pan Americs on this one. I think they're just going to clog up the middle. I think Sweet's going to be all over Leduc. I'm not going to say he's going to shadow him, but I feel as though he's going to be out there watching him. And I think they're going to edge it out in the end. I'm going to go with Kurt getting a game winner with about 2 to 3 minutes left in the game.
Slap shot?
Of course.
Okay. I'm calling the upset. This is my game of the week. I think Napster takes it. I think it's an upset. It's a 5-win team against a 2-win team. 15 points against 6 points here, and I think maybe it's just recency bias, but Napster just beat us last week, but they were clicking, and they're getting stronger, they're getting better, and their defense. Those blocks and that defense, I think, is going to really frustrate the Pan Americs. I think the Pan Americs really thrive when they can move the puck, those give and goes to Sweet, and I don't see Napster letting those backdoor cuts, those give and goes happen. And I think Leduc gives Mark a really rough night. Not just Leduc. I think, he, as you can see, with 12 assists and 23 goals, he's going to distribute. But I think Napster ends up taking this one.
And the 7:30 game, this is going to be a great matchup for 7:30.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 8:30 game, yours truly is hosting the Blockbusters. We have 3 losses here, 3 wins going into week 7, going up against one of the top 3 in the league that we were just talking about. I am in this game, so I will go last. Al, how about you kick us off on this one?
I think you guys will pull the upset here. I think you guys are going to do it. I'm assuming Matt's still playing. He looked really good in those 2 games, so he's got his little warm-up under his belt. I think he's ready to go. He's getting some more sleep. The baby's a week older now. But I think Reddit and I'm assuming D'Angelo's back this week. That was a ruthless combo when we played you guys a few weeks ago. That it was like you guys, they knew exactly where each other were at all times, and backdoored a lot of goals on us. So I think that's going to continue. Nothing against the Blockbusters. They're firing on all cylinders as well. This will be a close one. I'm going to go with K-Flow getting a game winner. Yeah, I know. K-Flow. 5 minutes left. He'll get the game winner.
All right. Alan, what do you think?
I love that, but this was a tough one. I think I'm going to go opposite Al. I think I'm going to go Blockbusters. Just the way that they played against my team and the way that they showed up last week, they're just clicking in a way that, like, it seems like every week they're missing a guy also. So they rarely have their whole team. So if they have their whole team, they're even stronger than they are without. But just the way that they've been clicking this season is crazy. And especially having 2 rookies on the team and how well they have been playing and showing up. I think with Kaz and net, you just can't get anything through Kaz. It's so annoying. But I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a great watch for an 8:30. And the Pontiac Firebirds are going to stay in it through the whole thing, but it'll be a close, like, last couple minute game to see who's going to win. But I think Blockbusters are going to pull it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great game. I don't like calling my own game the game of the week, but yeah, that's why I picked the 7:30. But this is, I think, going to be a fantastic game. I think it's going to be a goalie battle. Kaz at 88%, Matt at just a hair under 88% himself. That defense, the Blockbusters, they're scoring almost 10 goals a game, like just shy of 10 goals a game on average. And I don't think we talk enough about that defense. Like Fish and Chips, Newberry, Westgate. I've seen some great stuff by Rockefeller and Dalton as well, as rookies. I don't know why Rockefeller's name isn't underlined here as a rookie, but, and then Rockefeller getting 4 goals last week. Like, I don't think it's going to be an easy game, but I got faith. I think the whole team is going to be here for the Pontiac, which hasn't happened the last few weeks. And I think we have good chemistry. I think we play well together, and I think we can do it. But it's not going to be an easy one by far.
I'm going to have to call this one my game of the week just because of the goalie matchup too. It's going to be a great game.
Me too.
All right, 8:30 game of the week by 2 guests here, and then we go to RFHL After Dark, 9:30. The Michael Scott Hockey Company is being hosted by the Goals Are Us. We've got a couple of, no offense here, Al, but a couple of teams toward the bottom of the standings right now. Both looking to get some momentum going in the last 4 weeks of the season before we head into the playoffs. Ellen, how about you take this one first, and then we'll let Al wrap up after I give my 2 cents in.
Yeah, I would love to see Michael Scott get a win in that column, but Paul has been playing out of his mind this season, and I want him to get another win. And I think based on how you guys have been playing and how you guys played last week, you definitely are connecting so well. And I don't know what the look is with Frankie, or if somebody's going to be coming in to like play for him, or how that's going to look. But just the way that the other guys have been playing on that team, it's a great team, and you have that. And so it's so tough to see the record that you have, because I know that's just not the games that you have played have been so close that it could go either way. And so, like I said, I want Michael Scott to get that win, and I know that they can with those players that are on that list. But I'm hoping Goals Are Us is going to take this one.
Yeah, I think Goals Are Us takes this one. I really want to pick Michael Scott on this. I really do. But when Frankie went down last week, Rob pulled y'all, or at least a couple of people aside on the bench while the game was going on, and said, "All right, we got to change our game plan." And I don't know if you were on the bench or if you were on the floor at the time, or how word trickled through the team. And I hope I'm not disclosing any proprietary information here, but going against Bugaboo, you all went from running and matching speed for speed and stick on stick to going to more possession. And I don't think that works really well against Michael Scott Hockey Company. But I think Rob and you all will have the game plan to make it work. And the fact that you all adapted so quickly while losing your 2nd round pick and kept that game within 1 goal at the end shows me how adaptable that team is. And so I think that you're a matchup nightmare for every team in the league. Like you said, every game has been within 1 or 2 goals, except for the one outlier. And I've got a background in data. You get rid of the outliers, and I don't think this is the game that Michael Scott gets off the schneid. I think it makes Kenton's life miserable. I think the shooting talent between yourself, Al, and Brad and Rob just pick spots on Kenton, and I think it makes for a real long night for Kenton and for Michael Scott. But part of me, no offense, Al, hopes I'm wrong because I want to see Michael Scott get a win here. I just don't think this is the week. Al, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with both of you. Losing Frankie was massive, and I don't really have a full-blown update on Frankie. I know he did go get the x-rays and they came back with no imaging for breaks or anything. So we are waiting his MRI. So he's definitely going to be out this week. So we're wishing him the best. Hopefully it's just a sprain and we can see him at some point later in the year. But we're definitely going to be without Frankie this week. And yeah, last week we did change our game plan. Frankie, the way he plays, we can't match that. It's speed, aggressive, in those corners, first to the ball, those one-on-one battles, he's usually coming out with it. So we did have to change our plan to more possession, take it over, do one-timers, get the defense moving, get the goalie going side to side with those passes, one-timers, things like that. But I feel as though you guys are saying the right things. We are a matchup nightmare. We can play many different variations if we want to do possession, if we do want to do speed. Based off Brad's little snippet earlier, he can take over a game. He can dribble through 2 or 3 people and the puck's in the back of the net before you know it. I'm starting to get my bearings playing more and more now. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable out there. We got the Unicorn, I believe is his nickname on our team. Shane is awesome. We got the mayor. Cody finally came back too. We were minus Cody for 3 weeks. So he brings that speed too. And I mean, your brother, he's standing on his head, Ellen, back there. Like, I'm trying to block shots and I'm taking the pass away and just letting the shooter go at him, but he's doing amazing. So we do want to get that win for him and get some goals for him this week. It was hard to score last week, really hard. But I agree, we're going to take this one. We're going to hold off Michael Scott and getting their first victory one more week at least.
All right. So that, my friends, is your week 7 preview. After your week 6 recap and some silly questions along with some silly video clips. We're just at about the time we should probably start wrapping. Ellen, do you have any last words for anyone?
I'm excited for this week. It's the last week of regular season, and then we jump into playoffs, which I can't believe the season has gone by so fast. I looked and I was like, are you sure it's like the last team that we have to play? But I'm also so thankful to be invited on the podcast. This has been so much fun. It's been fun getting to talk with both of you. Those surprise video clippings of you and D'Angelo, love it so much. We need to start making that like a routine thing for sure. So yeah, it was a blast, and I'm excited to see you guys on Wednesday.
Awesome. Al, what about you? Any last thoughts?
Yeah, thank you again. This is awesome. I've said it to Sweet, I've said it to a few other people, but I'm really sad that it took me this long to get into this league, to even find this league even existed. Like, it's a great league. I had so much fun in the Winter Classic, and I'm having fun the first 6 weeks here and looking forward to 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, depending on when you're listening to this. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Wednesday.
Awesome. Al, as the rookie, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but do you want to send us off with the tagline we say every time?
So I got booted after I put my shark logo in our Discord, and I'm supposed to say, is it Tuesday yet? Because I believe Sweet told me the games are on Tuesday, but is it Wednesday yet?
See that, Beckman?
No, it's